Yeah, I'll eat. Yep.
Go get some water, Poochie. There's a necklace on. Move.
Yeah, I'll eat it. I'm down with it. I'm down with it. I roll with it. I'm down.
That thing is live.
Huh?
The thing is live. I just turned it on while I get up and put my name.
You did that on purpose, huh?
No, I just don't want you to be like. Because I know you. I know you.
I say that all the time.
All the time. You just walk around and say that randomly.
Yeah,
You crazy. You are crazy. And you be done said that. Yeah.
Live over.
No, the live won't be over. It'll just be demonetized. They'll just be like, oh my gosh, she out here saying her husband.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my God. Her husband is so vile. He's so
Oh man, I forgot that thing's out there in the car.
what thing? Oh, yo, boy, go get that coffee.
Let me take these people they stuff.
Go get that thing first because you're gonna forget
Come
this.
down here with a bat if I don't.
She up there doing the laundry. YouTube be playing with these notifications. It takes y'all forever to get notified. Hey, intuitive medium, is it Mikhail? Mikhail? Michelle? Mikhail? It's one of those. How are you? I'm doing good. Michelle. Okay. Okay. I'm doing good. I want to talk about this Kanye thing because I see I've done ruffled a few feathers with my opinion of Kanye. I'm out here ruffling feathers. So I want to talk about that and how the African American community views mental health. Because I think this is serious. And this has mental health has always been a issue in the African American community. We don't ignore someone who has mental health issues. We are known, the African American community is known for sweeping mental health issues under the rug. We are known for that. We have a history of that. And that history does go back to, our ancestors who didn't have an opportunity to go to therapy. So some of the things that were going on with us that were ignored was because we didn't have access to medical treatment, mental health treatment. We didn't want to put our families in facilities because we knew that, well, they knew how black people were being treated in facilities and stuff, but it's not like that now. You can go to therapy. That stigma around therapy needs to be stopped. We need to deaden that stigma around therapy, that stigma around getting help for people who are mentally ill. Okay? your uncle who sits in the room spaced out, and we know he's done things to children, but you ignore him because you don't want him to go to jail, because you know he's gonna get hurt, or you don't want to put him in a facility because you know something is going to happen to him. That stuff has to stop. We have to stop blaming other people for our mental health. Like all of this stuff about the Kardashians is doing this, the Kardashians are so, someone said the Kardashians are soul suckers. They suck the souls out of men. But what does that have to do with the way that Kanye is acting? It seems to me that Kanye is the only one that Kim was married to, and Kanye ain't her first husband, but he's the only problem. He is the only problem. And what Kanye is doing is not normal. And it's not helping his situation. If you don't want your kids to be on social media, or if you don't want your children to go to the school that Kim wants them to go to, Kanye ranting on social media is not the way to stop that. You get an attorney and let the two attorneys battle that out in court. But battling it out on social media is not helping his case, because none of us can help him. None of us can convince Kim that she's right or that he's right. We have no bearing on their issue. So battling this situation out on social media is not helping him at all. Let me read a few of the comments that I got on that post so you can kind of get an understanding of what I'm talking about. So the post that I put, Kanye put, where my kids go to school, I'm not the crazy one here. It's up. I won't stop until I have a say so on my kids, no matter what it legally takes. Then, if you know that this is a legal situation, then handle it legally. Because you posting about it on social media is not going to help your case, not one bit. As a matter of fact, this type of stuff hinders his case. Kanye is going to mess around and Kim is going to have a restraining order or something so that he can't see those kids, period. Because I wouldn't want him, around the kids when he's in a manic state. I wouldn't. And him just constantly posting on social media does not help his case. But let me read some of these comments. So one person said, maybe I'm manic too because I understand where he's coming from. He should have thought about that before having children with the family, though. So she at least understands. Kanye knew who Kim was. He knew who this family was before he got with her. Kanye pursued Kim. Kim didn't pursue Kanye. They were friends long before they started dating. They were friends. Because I remember some of the early episodes of Keeping Up with the Kardashians where Kim would talk about, I talked to Kanye today, whoa, whoa, whoa. And I was like, that's weird. Kim and Kanye friends? That was way before. And then, their relationship kept progressing to the point where he, asked her to marry him. So he knew this family. This ain't no surprise to him. He knew what he was getting into, and he chose it. As a matter of fact, he probably wanted it. Just like the rest of these men that get involved with these Kardashian girls, they want it because they know that these girls are famous. They know that they have money. They know that they're gonna be out here in the media. You know, that's the life that they want to live. So they get with these girls. These girls are not going out wrangling these men, you know, by whip and chain. These men want them. They know what they're getting into before they get there. Kanye knew who Kim was. So one person said, how is he manic for wanting to be part of his kids' life and their upbringing? If anything, he is the most sane when it involves his kids. I never said he was manic for wanting to be in his kid's life. Of course he wants to be in his kid's life, but it's the things that Kanye does. It's the way that he presents himself. It's these rants that he goes. You can clearly tell when Kanye is manic. You can clearly see when he's manic. There's a comment that must have been held for review, is the one that I want to find. Oh, here it is. This is the one I want to read, y'all. Hey, Phoenix. So this person, I don't know how I got held for review, but I'm gonna have to. When a comment is held for review, I have to go in on the desktop and release it. So let me read this to you. This person said, not cool. Every time someone speaks up, they are manic. Please stop letting the media control your perception. Kanye is a genius, like literal high IQ. Can you imagine not being able to communicate with the world due to the level of where your mind operates? Trust me, it's not fun. They also thought Einstein was crazy. I myself test 121 on an IQ test. Not a lot of people can do this. So I realize that people think I'm crazy. And at this point, she does sound crazy. Because the level of thinking I operate on is not fathomable to others. All in all, we can't push their narrative anymore. Kanye standing with the Most High, and you know the Kardashians are soul suckers. Just look at the men in their family. So don't call Kanye manic. Otherwise, you're pushing white people's simple brain narrative because it sounds good. She does sound crazy. She sounds about as crazy as Kanye. Now, I have no clue what Kanye tests, what his IQ tests are, and I'm pretty sure this person doesn't either. And the soul sucking part, how do you suck someone's soul? Seriously. How do you suck someone's soul? And to what end? What so what? The Kardashian women are going around collecting souls? Every man that has messed with a Kardashian woman knew what he was doing. He knew that. That's what he wanted. He wanted to be a part of that Kardashian family because they have money and they have clout. They're on TV. They're seen. They're business people. These men want to be a part of these families. These women are not trapping these men. Look at Chloe. Is it Chloe? She can't keep Tristan. Now, if they were soul sucking, she would have been had control over Tristan. She can't control that man. Just like Kim can't control Kanye. Kanye, mental illness is real. And I will forever believe that the death of Kanye's mother is what has triggered him. And every time he goes, he has these highs and lows. That is manic behavior. And for some reason, the African American community we don't want to accept mental health issues. We want to slide that stuff under the rug. We can know for a fucking fact that our uncle is touching somebody or he did, but we will continue to protect him. We can know that it's something wrong with somebody, and you can know that it's something wrong with your child. I remember when I was young, my friend's little brother used to slam his head on the floor. I'm pretty sure he was autistic. But I was like maybe 9 or 10 years old, and of course, I had no idea what autistic was at the time. But I knew something wasn't right with that child. I'm pretty sure he was autistic because he had that rock. He would rock and kind of twiddle with stuff, and when he would get upset, he would just like slam his head on the floor, and they ignored it. His family just chalked it up to, oh, that's how my friend would be like, oh, okay, well, he's tired, I'm gonna take him home. And my mother would be like, it's something wrong with that child. It is something wrong with that baby. That's not normal. But his mother, his sister, his daddy, his grandma, they all just chalked it up to, that's just, that's just him. Because as black people, we don't want anything to be wrong with our children. We don't want our child to be labeled. We don't want our uncle to be labeled. We don't, instead of getting the kids some help. We are notorious in the African American community for not wanting to deal with mental health. All of this, oh, he vibrating on a different frequency. He is a genius. He is that. No, he's not. No, he's not. Kanye needs some help. There's something seriously wrong with him. He's not vibrating on a frequency any different than anybody else. Kanye is having manic episodes. You can tell when he's leveled out. You can tell when he's leveled out. I don't know if he's, on his meds, taking his meds. But you can tell when he's quiet, he's, not going through anything. But when he's manic, he's on social media, he's posting. They won't let me see my kids. My kids going to the wrong school. I don't want my kids on social media. No, that kind of stuff is not normal. That is not normal. Kanye is setting himself up, and these ignorant people around him telling him you're a genius, because he has all these yes people around him who is telling him he's okay. Because of course, if you get real with him and tell him, bruh, you need some help, okay? Your meds need to be calibrated again. When you have bipolar or manic episode, sometimes your meds have to be calibrated. You have to go back in and maybe try another medicine. Maybe his body has gotten used to the medication that he's on, and it's time for a meds change. But if you have people around you constantly telling you what you're doing is right, yeah, they can't do this to you because they don't want to be cut off from, being around a superstar. Instead of somebody like me that's going to be like, nah, let's go on down here and talk to this doctor because you having a problem right now. Give me your phone. Stop putting all that shit on social media. Leave that girl alone. Let's go down here and let them look at you. Because going through these episodes where he is constantly posting on social media, posting text messages, private text messages between him and Kim, knowing that that bothers her, because what they talk about in private as parents should not be shared with the world. And then Kim's mother coming out and say, please leave me out of this mess. And I'd be the same way if Kanye was my son-in-law. Don't talk about me. Leave me out of that. Leave me out of that. I mean, I would try my best to be, cordial to him, because I know that that's my grandkid's father. But don't talk about me on social media. That's why me and one of my grandkids mama not getting, that's why I can't see two of my grandkids now, because they mama said something that I didn't like on social media. Don't play me on social media. Don't do that. Don't do that, because I'm gonna act stupid. And I did. She caught me on the right day on Facebook. Cause see, I'm one of them kind of people, I will embarrass you in public. Where you act the fool at is where I embarrass you at. And you definitely caught the right one. And I understand you and my son, y'all going through it, but bitch, don't ever put my name in it. So I can't see my grandkids now, okay? Behind that mess. But at least Kim mama was nice enough to just be like, just don't talk about me. But I'm always take it a step farther than don't talk about me. I will. And I'm just gonna have to deal with them repercussions of not seeing those two grandkids. I got 5 more. So it is what it is. And I know what it's like to, that kind of stuff. I know what it's like, because I've been there. But to say it's nothing wrong with Kanye, y'all wrong. You wrong for that. As a black person, you wrong. Because you see it's something going on with this boy. And instead of, being real and saying, nah, he needs some help. This boy is going through something. No, he a genius. He vibrating on a higher frequency. He out here with the Most High. The Most High is with all of us. We are all created in the image of God. So the Most High is with us all. What sense did that make? Kanye ain't no closer to God because only geniuses vibrate on the level of, girl, if you don't shut up, you sound crazy as Kanye. You are manic, just like him. Now I mean that. I'm not, when I say something, if I post something on my community wall, I'm not gonna back down from that. I don't care if you write a whole dissertation in the comment section. You could write a whole novella. You're not gonna change my opinion. Some of y'all think that y'all the smartest people on social media. What you think? We stupid? I'm college educated. Shit, when I see something, I've been to psychology, sociology, all them classes. All of them. My background is counseling. It's substance abuse counseling, but it's counseling nonetheless. We had to take psychology, sociology, all them ology classes to be a counselor. I can recognize manic behavior when I see it. Plus, I don't work with people who have been manic. Children and adults. On drugs and off. So I know a person in a manic state when I see one. And Kanye is definitely in one. Constantly going through it. And it's probably because he's not medicated correctly. And I know that a lot of people don't want to take medicine because of the way it makes them feel. A lot of psych meds make you gain weight, they mess with your libido, all of the things that young black men don't want to deal with, especially messing with their libido. You know, that's the last thing you want to deal with. Is something messing up your sex drive, messing with your, ability to have an erection. And some of those psych meds do that, depending on which ones you're taking. The death of his mother is a major trigger. Major trigger. Okay? Kanye was the only child. Him and his mother were very close. And I feel for him. I'm an only child. Me and my mom were very, very close. And when she passed away, I had to do a whole year of grief therapy. And I just don't think that Kanye, has put in the work when it comes to therapy. You got to put in the work. And I think his thing is, he tries to stay busy. He tries to, some people feel like if they stay busy, then grief can't catch up with you. But no, grief gonna get you. If you don't deal with that grief, it's gonna get you. He acts out more. He should do a court petition. What's gonna happen is I think Kim is trying her best not to petition the court to keep Kanye away. I really believe Kim feels like, okay, if I do too much to Kanye, I'm going to lose my black fans. So it's a thin line between trying to protect her children, which I'm more than sure Kim, if it comes down to it, she gonna pick her kids over her influence. But she don't want to lose her black audience. She knows if she does too much to Kanye, it's gonna be a problem because we're gonna turn on her. Even though we know Kanye is wrong and all of the whatever happens to him is his fault. If Kim does too much, we still gonna be on Kanye's side. Kanye's gonna get the sympathy from people because he will get my sympathy also. Even though I know he wrong, I'm still gonna be mad at Kim because that's how we do as black people. I don't dislike Kanye. I like him. But Kanye has some issues that need to be resolved medically. And if he doesn't get them resolved, he's going to push Kim to do something that I can tell she doesn't want to do. Because she's not a heartless person. If she was, she would have been did it. Because she has the resources to do it. She could have been put a stop to this mess. But she don't want to hurt him. Mental illness is real. There's criticism to be had of the bias in psychology, but he is not well. He is not well. He is not. And I'm not saying that he's not talented. I'm not saying that he is not smart. I feel like Kanye is a very, even though, I'm not going to say I dislike his music, but, I'm not really a rap music connoisseur. So I'm not saying that he's not talented. We have to be able to separate the fact that he is one of my faves. We have to separate that from his behavior. He can still be one of your faves and you still know that he needs some help. Stop looking at what these rappers and celebrities are doing, knowing that they doing the wrong thing, and you glorifying that shit just because you like them as a person. I can still like you and want better for you. She needs to pick her kids, but he's not wrong about them being overexposed. I don't like that they're all over the internet either. You can't stop these kids from wanting to be on, you know, Kanye's oldest child. What is her name? I don't know. The one that seems like she has a lot of Kanye's personality. You can tell she likes social media. She likes TikTok. She likes to be at these fashion shows. It looks like she has a big personality. Your mother is Kim Kardashian. You have been watching your mother get dressed and wear clothes. You have seen your mother on TV. You have seen your mother in magazines. You have seen your mother, and you think that these kids are not going to want to be on social media? North. From what I saw her on TikTok, it looked like she was having a good time making TikTok videos. I've seen a few TikToks with North and Kim together. And then I saw where one time, I guess North had, took her phone and was, going around the house and stuff. And her cousin told on her. All of these kids go to school with other kids who are celebrities' children. You can't stop these kids from wanting to be on social media. You can't stop these kids. This social media is part of the world. So how is she going to differentiate between, her getting dressed up and having her picture taken and posted in Vogue magazine or in another magazine? For in her mind, what is the difference between that and me posting a funny picture of me with makeup and stuff on TikTok? She doesn't have the mental capacity to understand yet the dangers of social media. But because TikTok is so big and all of the kids are doing TikTok, of course this child is going to want to do it like every other kid. You as a parent just has to be diligent about what your child is doing. Yeah, of course she's now. What kid? Every time they go somewhere, what adult? Every time they go somewhere, wants to be bombarded by paparazzi. That's totally different. And I can understand her, in her, like, why are y'all taking pictures of us? We just going to the store, or we're just trying to, get ice cream or something. Of course, that's going to be a problem. Hey, KK, hey, Demona. Yeah, of course she's going to want to block paparazzi. I'm not talking about that because, that's different. That's a bunch of strangers taking pictures of her, and she probably doesn't completely understand that part of it either. Like, is probably just starting to really understand how famous her family is. Like the younger kids probably don't even know yet how famous they are. North is getting an idea because she's older. She's getting more of an idea of how famous her family actually is. And I'm pretty sure her and, the cousins and stuff talk about, hey, Kay, I hope you feeling better, sweetie. Her and her cousins are probably, trying to school her on, how, girl, we like legit famous out here in these streets. Like, we famous, famous. So she's still learning. So I can understand her not wanting to be seen by, taking pictures by the paparazzi and stuff. But this whole Kanye thing, he doesn't want the kids to be on social media. And I think, yeah, he has a right to make sure that, the kids are not being overexposed on social media or on social media doing things that they, really shouldn't be doing. Like the time that North got the phone and was, videotaping, went live. She went live. And Kim didn't know. And she's live walking through the house. And people, adults, had jumped on that live. Oh, it was pneumonia. Oh yeah, girl, you gotta rest. You definitely have to rest. Because I've been there. So she had went live by herself. No one knew, like the nanny, Kim, nobody. Hey, Naya. And she was, walking around the house with the phone and stuff until I guess somebody told Kim North is live. And Kim went and got the phone. So, yeah, if Kanye is seeing that kind of stuff, then he's like, yeah, okay, well, you're not even watching, the kids. Like, who is watching the kids? How is North able to, do things like that? Yes, that kind of stuff I agree with. And I'm not saying that Kanye should not be concerned about his children. That's not my point. My point is him going on these rants, releasing private conversations between him and Kim to social media, making these rants on social media. That's not our business. That's not our business. We should not know anything that is going on between him and Kim and them kids. I don't know anything about what's going on in Denzel Washington's house. I don't know every time him and his wife have a spat. You know why? Because he don't tell us. I ain't never seen a text message between Denzel and his wife. You know why? Because he keeps that part of his life private. Like a normal person does. If Kanye don't want people to think that he's having these highs and lows, when you have a problem with Kim, go to your attorney. That's what you have, an attorney on retainer. I'm pretty sure their family, his family, he has an attorney on retainer when something happens. That's who you go to. You don't go to Instagram. You don't Instagram live telling, I was going to say, where's my dog? Gizmo. Get up from there. You don't get on Instagram live telling everything that's going on in your life. You put yourself in a position where people think, is there something wrong with him? If you didn't put yourself out there, we wouldn't know. We wouldn't know if you didn't tell the whole world. We wouldn't know. And you know that the shade room is going to is gonna pick it up. All of these, let me see how many posts they had about Kanye. And so I guess, not only was he having problems with Kim, but he was having problems with Gap too, I guess. But that's not our business either. So he was like, here's the thorough line. Gap having meetings about me without me. Adidas releasing old shoes and coloring my shoes like I'm dead. Me not having a say on where my children go to school. Call me whatever names you want. If you don't understand why I will not back down on my businesses, my brand, and my children, then you are the ones who are crazy. No one wants him to back down on, wanting to be a part of his kid's life. I'm not saying that. I'm all for him wanting to be a part of his kid's life, but I'm saying there is a way to do it. And the way that he's doing it is wrong. And I'm pretty sure Gap and Adidas just don't want to deal with Kanye. They probably don't want to deal with his energy. So they would rather have these meetings without him. I know Gap when Gap was like, this man want us to put these clothes in a trash bag and then want the people to come and dig through these trash bags instead of putting in clothes on hangers. I think Gap then tapped out. They're like, we don't want to deal with that. We don't want to deal with that. And so they make decisions without him, which is unfortunate. And not wanting the kids to go to the schools that Kim has picked out. You think that she is picking out a bad school? This is a private school that the kids in that area go to. All of the celebrity kids go to that school. So the Kim is like, I don't care what Kanye talking about, and I don't blame her on that one. I'm not just gonna pull my kids out of school because you got an issue. Naya said, I've noticed most successful relationships of celebrities are the ones who keep their issues private. We don't hear nothing about Denzel. We don't hear nothing about Obama and Michelle. We don't hear anything about LL Cool J. There are a lot of black celebrities. We don't know anything about their relationships other than the fact that they're married. Ice Cube, him and his wife been married forever. They got grown kids. We don't hear nothing about them. Nothing. It is so many celebrities that we don't have a clue where their kids went to school or anything. But we always hearing about Kanye because he got a problem with everything. And every problem he has to take to social media to because he want the world to know about it. Like we gonna help him. We can't help him. We can't do nothing. So in another post, he put, "I'm the kid's father." We know that, Kanye. We know you, that daddy. He said, "I was driven crazy before. I'm not going crazy no more. It's not up to Calabasas or Hulu where my kids go to school. I'm not the crazy one here. It's up. I won't stop until I have a say so on my kids, no matter what it legally takes." Okay, then if you know that this is a legal matter, then handle it legally. Right? You have the resources to take care of it legally. Ask Pete how those tattoos of my kids doing in the trauma unit. So Pete Davidson and Kim done broke up. And he's still talking about Pete. I know Pete like, God dog. Anybody now these were all of the posts that he posted yesterday on Instagram. Anybody that says I'm spiraling when I express the undeniable truths is a sheep. Shut the F up and worry about your own kids. I obviously am dealing with wars at the highest level of control and discrimination based on the level I'm operating at. A conductor gotta turn their back to the audience to direct the orchestra. Oh, ye crazy is basic as F at this point. I'm simply right. I know girls who sell P that don't agree with how my daughters are displayed. So he know girls that sell P. So is he saying that even, I don't know, child. I'm not even gonna try to make sense out of that. So I don't know if he. So what is he saying? That even women that sell their bodies are, they're stupid, but they realize what's going on with my kids. And y'all think that this is normal? These were all things that he said yesterday. All of these things he could have kept to himself or wrote in a journal. Yeah, Pete had him shook because he really thought, I think he really thought that Kim was coming, eventually gonna come back to him. And Kim then moved on. Kim has moved on, bruh, and I think that's part of his problem. That is part of his problem. Like, this woman is legit living her life, and I don't blame her. Ain't nobody gonna sit around and deal with Kanye. Especially when they don't have to. And I want to talk about one more person, and that's T.I. So T.I.'s son, King, was recently arrested. And, people on social media is like, you better wrangle that boy in because, he's headed down a bad road. This young man, I think he just graduated from high school. And, these celebrity kids have to find their way. But he's going the way of, the gangster, the wannabe gangster. Like earlier this year, he was cussing out people in Waffle House. There's a video of him threatening somebody at the Waffle House and all of this kind of stuff. So, that blew over. And now he's been arrested. I'm not really sure what he was arrested for, but he took to social media, laughing off the whole situation. So people have been, I guess, commenting to Ti, you need to wrangle your son in. Your son about to make some bad decisions. So Ti took to social media and was kind of like, you think I haven't talked to him? You think that I haven't told him, me and his mother and his grandmother hasn't talked to him about what's going on? This boy is, and Ti said, he is on his way to the penitentiary. And I have made my peace with it. And I'm going to tell you one thing. It may sound bad. It may sound cruel. But I've been there. I have been where he is with my youngest son. I did everything possible. I talked to him. Me and his dad talked to him. His dad talked to him. But for whatever reason, this boy wanted to be a gangster. He wanted to be out here with the thugs and the dudes on the street and all this kind of stuff. This was the life that he chose. Now, neither one of your parents were gangsters. Your mother is college educated. Your father was a military man. But you choosing to be a gangster. You want to be out here smoking and drinking and throwing up and, staggering and wrecking cars and, all smoking weed at 12, all kind of stuff. That's what you wanted. And I had to make peace with that. After a while, I just had to make peace with that. I really did. Because that was what started to happen. I made peace with that boy going to the penitentiary. Because he was going to juvenile hall. He, was getting, it would always be petty stuff. But it was petty enough to land him in juvenile hall. And I really thought him being locked up would be enough for him to be like, I don't want to live like this. But jail wasn't shit for him. It just wasn't. It just didn't scare him. And I had made my peace. I'm like, this boy is going to end up in San Quentin. And I made my peace with it. I did. I didn't stop praying, but I made my peace. I made my peace with him going to prison and, doing these long stints in prison. But I kept praying for him. And I really, really believe that Amani saved his life. Because after Amani was born, he just started to move different. He started. Now it wasn't an overnight thing. I think he went to jail one more time after she was born, once. But he started to change. He started to move a little different. And now Amani is 13 and he is he just graduated from college. He is a journeyman mechanic for Ford. He changed his whole life. And I'm so proud of him. So proud. Because watching my son from behind a glass breaks your heart. Because that's not how you raised your kids. But you know, sometimes the streets and their peers have a greater pull on them than their parents could ever have. But one thing about me, I never lost my faith. Even though I made peace with the situation, I never lost my faith. You know, however that turned out, I was just going to have to deal with it. And I'm just so happy that it turned out the way it did. Now, I still got one that's acting a fool, but he's not in jail. So, you know, it's not that jail ain't never been for me either. Don't lock me up. Never. I ain't never been in jail. Okay? And it still kind of pisses me off that this bald-headed skeeter rat said that, you know, I was gang affiliated. Stupid bitch. No. Even with my son going to jail, it wasn't. He wasn't gang affiliated. He just made some stupid mistakes. And these kids do. They make dumb mistakes. And T.I.'s son is, you know, he's just making some very stupid mistakes that he doesn't have to make. You know, your family got money. You don't have to be out here being a thug. But you know, I do understand T.I. He's like, you can't stop your kids. You can't lock your kids up. You can't stop them. You know, the only thing you can do is legit tell them how bad this situation can be. Because T.I. was in jail. I'm pretty sure he has told his son how bad jail is. But these kids don't realize it until he go to the penitentiary and see for himself. But honey, I told my kids, if you go to San Quentin, which is the real jail, I ain't coming. When my son started going to the county jail, I never went. I went to juvenile hall. But when he started going to the county jail, I never went. I'll see you when you get home. I'm not coming up here. I don't want to deal with that. I can't do that. And I didn't. Connection rejection. She said that, I said that I was gang affiliated because I told this man that, I don't want to go into that, but yeah, she said that I said I was gang affiliated. Do I look gang affiliated? I'm a 58-year-old grandmother. I don't wear no colors or nothing. Nothing about me says gang. Like, you dumb as a sack of bricks. Right. You have never heard me say anything like that. I'm not even, and I don't want to say everybody in the gang is ghetto, but I don't even use any gang lingo or, gang sign. I don't even talk. I can't fight. I haven't had a fight since the 3rd grade. And that wasn't even a fight. Like, we were... I've never even had a real fight. You think I could be this pretty with nothing, no scratches on my face, nothing, and I'm gang affiliated? Girl, you crazy. See, that's them roaches crawling all in her. She probably got roaches all up around her brain. The roaches that crawled all up in her ears and shit in the middle of the night. Oh yeah, I'm straight East Oakland. Straight. Born and raised. Well, I was raised in West Oakland. But I'm East Oakland to my heart. Even though I don't want to live there no more. But I've never been arrested. I have absolutely no kind of record. None. I ain't never been arrested. Never been handcuffed. Never been detained. The only thing I've ever had is one speeding ticket. One in my whole entire life. So, gang affiliation? No. But she is a liar. She's crazy. That's why I left her alone. Because when she said that, I was like, oh, so this broad just like to lie and make up stuff. Because, honey, I'm nowhere near gang affiliated. I mean, even all of the stuff that my son did, he wasn't affiliated with no gang. So, yeah. Girl, she said I was gang affiliated. But yeah, he posted, T.I. posted, it's on the Shade Room. And he was basically like, I have made peace. I've talked to that boy, his mama, we've all talked, his grandmother, we've talked. He said, I have made peace with that situation. He's, he on his way to the penitentiary. And as a father, I know he's sad. And he was talking, he looked stressed. He looked stressed. Because you don't want to see that for your kids. You don't. You do not. You will do anything in the world to keep your kids from going through that. But sometimes kids have to go through shit on their own. Sometimes they do. And then when they hit their own brick wall, they realize, okay, my parents were right. I mean, I'm so proud of my son. Every time I see him, every time I talk to him, I'll tell him how proud I am of him. Because for a minute there, I was like, okay. I really was. I was just like, okay, so he just going to be in and out of jail for the rest of his life. I'm just sad that my mother didn't get an opportunity to see him, succeed. Because she was so worried about him. Every time, he would go to jail, she would just be so worried. Like, that's her grandchild. She loved him so much. And I just hate the fact that she didn't live long enough for him to, get himself together. But he's only 34. Yeah, he's 34. And he graduated this year as a certified journeyman mechanic. And I'm super proud of him. Just super proud. Because cars have always been his thing. He's always loved cars. So, he's doing something that he really enjoys doing. And, I really believe that Amani, kind of saved him. because after she got here, he started to change. He really started to grow up, and I think look at his life a little differently. Phoenix said he spent all that time monitoring his daughter's hymen, then neglected his son's social development. I mean, I don't think he neglected his social development. I think he had, the kids were in, he tried to give them a good education. The kids were in private schools. I think all of the kids are very intelligent. The youngest little girl, she's looked like they're trying to push her to sing. I think he tried. I'm not going to say that he didn't try. I think he wants the best for his kids. Like, we legit want the best with his daughter. He made a mistake. A huge mistake. You know, he made a mistake that really could cost him having a good relationship with her, because she was embarrassed in the public behind that. So he made a very, very bad mistake. Um, but I really do believe that, he wants the best for his kids. I don't think that's something that he did purposefully. I really don't. I think that his son is just going through something. He just, that whole rap gangster life is glamorized. And these kids see that and they want it until they don't. Now, the boy is only 18, I think. This is just a phase that he's probably going through. That tough guy phase. Hopefully, he will come out of it before any major damage is done. Before he really has to go to the penitentiary. I'm really hoping that things will change for him. Like, I try my best when I see kids doing things like this. I try not to finger the parent, because I know how it was for me. I did everything possible to help my kids. Everything possible to help them. And they still decided to do the opposite of what I was trying to get them to do. I put them in sports, all of these things that they tell you to do to keep your kids' minds busy. You know, Cultivate their creativity. If your kids are interested in something, push them in that direction. Give them, help them with their hobbies, fund their hobbies. Put them in organized sports. I did all of those things. And my kids still wanted to smoke weed and hang out on the corner with the bad kids. So you can't blame the parents in all of the. Yes, there are some parents who are out here addicted to crack, or doing things, not caring about their children. There are parents like that. But there are some parents who give their all to their kids and try their hardest to steer their kids in the right direction, and the kids still go out here and act the fool. You can't blame the parent for that. And kids are highly influenced by their peers. When your kids are young, when your kids are under 16, They are influenced by you. Mommy and daddy can't do no wrong. They love you. They are influenced by you. But when they get older, they become influenced by their peers. Like I've noticed my granddaughter, she is 13. When we took her school shopping, now normally when I would take my granddaughter school shopping, I would, hey, you like this or you think this is cute? And she would be like, oh yeah, that's cute. That's cute. I like that. I like that. This time when I took her school shopping, everything I pointed out was no. Mm-mm, that's not it. And everything she picked out was the stuff that her peers are wearing. Because when she sent me a picture of the outfit that I had bought her for the first day of school that she had picked out, all of the little kids in the background were all dressed similar. Influenced by your peers. The adults in your life don't mean nothing. You on that old shit. Mm-mm. So you don't know how your kids are going to turn out once that puberty switch flip and them hormones and pheromones and all the moans start to, you don't know what your kids gonna do. You don't. You don't know how they gonna act. You just don't know. Because when your kids, I remember when I was like maybe 15 or 16, I went through this period of wanting to just be alone. I was a loner anyway. I was the only child. But I got to that stage where my bedroom door stayed closed. I stayed in my room. Just it wasn't anything wrong with me. I was just going through that teenager angst where you're trying to find yourself, you're trying to figure things out. You're getting ready to graduate from high school. You don't know what life is. So you kind of try to close yourself in because the world just seems to be getting so big that you need a small, safe space. I think that was keeping my bedroom door closed and just staying in my room was my safe space. But that scared my mother. That scared her because I had never been that closed off. And it scared her to the point where she got my aunt to ask me, is everything okay? And I was like, yeah. I mean, I never will forget. My aunt was like, your mom is scared. Like, she said, you're acting weird, you're quiet, you're not talking, you're not doing anything, you stay in your room with the door closed, and you're just not acting yourself. Okay. I just, and you don't know how to explain it. You're a teenager. You don't know how to put into words what's going on. You just feel like what you're feeling is normal. It's nothing wrong with you. It's something wrong with you, but you don't know how to verbalize what is wrong with you. So you're like, oh no, it's nothing. I'm fine. So, you know, it's not the parent, it's the kid. And you never know. Yeah, like I didn't know how to explain what was going on. And there are still times when I feel like that. And I'm grown. There's still times when I feel like sometimes the world is just too big for me, and I just need just this safe space. I just need to stay here. I just need all of the stuff around me that I enjoy, and I don't want anything else. That's just who I am as a person. And I had to come to realize that's just me. Sometimes the world overwhelms me, and I need to be in a small space. That's just me. And your kids are gonna go through so much. They're constantly learning. The world is getting bigger and bigger and bigger for them. And there are going to be so many things that's going to entice them that you can't blame the parent all the time for what a child is going through. Because a lot of times your kids are not even going to tell you what they're going through. They don't know how to verbalize it to you. They don't know how to tell you what they're going through. You won't know. And a lot of people feel, oh, I know my child. I'm going to know. You may know something is wrong, but you're not going to know what it is because they're not going to tell you. Oh, my kid is going to tell me everything. I'm going to have an open relationship and my child is going to tell me everything. No, they're not. No, they are not. They're going to keep secrets from you. From the mama especially. They're going to keep secrets from you. Because there are going to be things that your child does not want the mother to know because they feel like that can hurt her. And I don't want to hurt my mama. So I'm not even going to tell her. They're going to keep secrets from you as a mother. There are going to be so many things about your child that you don't know. Now I'm telling you this. This is a fact. Some of y'all ain't got there yet because your kids are young. But you're going to get there. You're going to get there. The world can be exhausting, especially for a teenager, for a child. It's exhausting for us as adults. And we look at our kids and we're like, well, how can they be exhausted? They ain't paying no bills. They don't have no mortgage. They don't have to, go grocery, but they still have to deal with the world. They have to keep up an appearance. Do you know what kids go through at school? School, middle school and high school is as stressful as paying a mortgage and putting gas in your car. And the stress levels that we have in real life, they have at school. All the shit that's going on in these high schools now, in middle schools, these kids be going through it. So, T.I., the only thing he can do is pray. Oh, shit. The only thing he can do is pray for his kids and want the best for them. And I believe that that's what him and his wife is doing. They want the best for their kids. They know that, this boy got to make up his mind what he want to do. When I see stuff like that, I never blame the parent. Because these are decisions that the children have made. Now that my son is 24, he acknowledged the hormone years of crazy. My son still ain't acknowledged it. He still hasn't. He still hasn't said. He still doesn't say much about that. And I don't know if he thinks that I'm angry or, he just hasn't got to the point where he talks about it. And I don't bring it up. I don't bring up his past mistakes. I'm not that parent because he knows what he did. So I don't have to bring that shit up. If he wants to talk about it, we'll talk about it. But I don't bring that stuff. I don't talk about it because it's a lot. It's a lot. I know I had a rough time in school, and this was back in the day, especially middle and high school. Bullying has been happening forever. Yeah. I mean, I didn't have a rough time. That now that I think about it, I didn't have the best time, but I didn't have a rough time. Like, of course, kids, said things about my glasses, and I wasn't one of the popular kids, but I don't feel like I really got bullied, just like full on bullied. I was one of the kids that, they would poke me every now and then. But I think because the majority of kids that I went to high school with, we had known each other since, the majority of us had known each other since middle school. We went from one middle school to high school, the whole group. Some of us had known each other since elementary school, since like the 5th and 6th grade. So, I had a history with some of the kids. So it wasn't like I was bullied. But, when you're the chubby girl, and then I was the chubby girl with the glasses. And then in high school, I decided to stop wearing my glasses. I was going to pick a struggle. Either you're going to be fat or you're going to be four-eyed. So I couldn't lose weight. So I dropped the glasses. And I would only wear my glasses at home. So I only had one struggle in high school. That was being chubby. And I wasn't really bullied. But I wasn't popular at all, which I wanted to be. You don't want to be unpopular. You see the popular kids, you want to be in with the popular kids, but I wasn't. The popular kids knew me. Like they always spoke to me because like we all went to junior high school and stuff together. What's funny now is all the popular kids are fat now. We all on the same playing field now because, a lot of us follow each other on Facebook. And I'm like, look at this. Now all y'all fat. We all fat now. But in high school, you never thought that would happen. You never thought the popular girls, the cute girls, would ever be fat. But they all fat now. I tried to be friends with everyone, but there were a few girls that were sad inside and tried to pick fights. Yeah, that was the good thing. Like, no one ever hit me in high school. I didn't have any fights. I wasn't, it wasn't like that. We all kind of really did know each other. So that didn't happen. But it was just the fact that I didn't have a boyfriend in high school. None of the boys were like really interested in me. What's crazy is my husband was like my boyfriend, but my church boyfriend. We didn't go to the same high school. My husband that I'm with now was my boyfriend, but he was my church boyfriend. And it was different. Like I was totally different. The church Lashana was very popular. Everybody knew me. I was into everything. I had so many church friends. I sang in a choir. I was an usher. I was just, the secretary of the Sunday school. I was just a busybody at the church. But I think, the church made up for me not having any friends, any like legit friends at school. Yeah, I was into everything at church. Everything. Very, very busy, very, just everything. And I think, I put everything in the church because my relationships at school were so bad. I just didn't have a lot of friends there. Like I had a few friends, but they were the nerdy kids. Like I was sitting at the table in the cafeteria with all the little nerdy kids. That was me. But I liked me and my nerdy friends. We were close. Like we walked to school all the time. We sat together at lunch. We had the nerdy bond. Nobody bothered us. Nobody bothered us. And I think back then when I went to high school, it just wasn't cool to pick on like the nerdy kids. Like you already know they nerdy, leave them alone. So in that aspect, I wasn't bullied, but I just wasn't accepted. I wasn't part of the cool kids. The cool kids didn't accept me. And that kind of sucked. So, you never know what your kids are going through. Like, as children, in elementary school, they're going to come home and tell you, Susie wouldn't let me have any of her lip gloss, or, Mary took her ball from me. They're going to tell you little stuff like that. But when they get to high school, they're not going to come home and tell you that, this boy told me that my butt was flat. They're going to internalize all of that stuff. They're just going to hold on to it. And, before you know it, you have a 14-year-old that's not talking to you. And she's not talking to you because she doesn't know how to tell you, what's going on. Or why are my breasts not big? Or why am I so tall? Like my granddaughter is just like, I'm taller than all of my friends almost. Okay, well, you tall. You're tall like your dad. There are a lot of tall people in my family. I'm just not one of them. You're just going to be tall. You're beautiful. You just have to, keep reminding them that they're beautiful. You have to, when your kids come home, you have to engage them. They're not going to engage you. You got to keep, you got to stay on them. You have to keep engaging them because teenagers go through that period where they're sulking, they're quiet, they're holding in a lot of stuff. and I'm not just speaking from my kids, the two that I have. I worked in social services. I worked in a group home with teenage girls, and you just because teenage girls are dealing with teenage girls is totally different than dealing with teenage boys. The dynamic is huge. Yeah, positive reinforcement is so important with your kids. You have to stay on it. No matter how tired you are from work, you still gotta, do a check-in with your kids. I'm constantly doing check-ins with my granddaughter. For one, I give her more attention because it's just her and her mother. My grandsons, they have a mother, a father, a grandmother, a grandfather in the home with them. They're getting a lot more attention. Amani is just her and her mom. So I'm constantly doing check ins with her. When she gets home from school, hey, how was school? Because I know that her mom is still working. I'm checking in. What's going? Hey, how was your day? Blah, 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 blah. And I know it probably gets on her nerves, but I don't care. I'm still going to do it. Because kids need that. They need that extra attention. And Amani's grandmother that used to live with them passed away. It's been a year this month. Yeah, I'm constantly pouring into her. She needs that. Her mom is a single mother. She needs that extra, and I'm gonna give it to her. I'm definitely going to give it to her because I didn't get that from my grandmother. Unfortunately, for whatever reason, she wasn't able to give me that. But I'm giving it to mine. And especially with her being a girl, she needs that. And she's a girl and she's going through so many different things than what I went through. Like she's a mixed kid. That in itself has its own dynamic. She's a mixed Asian child. She is Filipino and black. And she tells me people, ask her what she is. And sometimes I think that bothers her. People like, what are you? I'm human. What do you think I am? So yeah, there is a whole lot of things going on with her. And I want to be able to pour into her. It's so important to me that she grows up a strong, healthy young woman. Is just important. So that's where I am as grandmother. Tomorrow is my grandson's second football game, and we most definitely will be there screaming and hollering. I don't be knowing what be going on, but I'm gonna be there. Grandma would definitely be there. I love being a grandmother. My grandkids, all of them mean the world to me. And I'm so grateful to, have gotten to this point where I'm healthy. I can be there at the games and, just living a beautiful life. So that's it, y'all. Y'all have a nice weekend. Tomorrow we will be at the game. Y'all know I'm gonna take pictures. Hopefully I'll get some video. I want to do a scrapbook for him. And probably give it to him for Christmas. This is the thought that's in my mind. He don't watch my video, so he won't know. This is the thought that's in my mind. I want to get a scrapbook and the pictures that we take at the game. I want to print them out and put them in a scrapbook and just, write my feelings around the games and put those in there so he will have it and be able to look and be like, dang, my grandma loved me. Because it's different for boys. Boys don't want all of that smothering, grandma loves you, and all of that kind of stuff. But I want him to know that I love him so much. And he's made me so happy from day one. This baby, he was a miracle child. The placenta, what is it when the placenta erupts, and his mama was bleeding, and they made it to the hospital. He was born. He was having a lot of difficulties. Like, he just kept stopped breathing. They had him on this machine that would beep every time he would stop breathing. Like, what is it when they say sometimes when a baby is born, that part in their brain that's supposed to keep them breathing sometimes don't connect or whatever, and they'll just stop breathing. And so he was on some type of machine that when that happened, it would, an alarm would go off, and it startles the baby, and they cry and they start to, breathe again on their own. So they thought he was going to have to come home on that machine. He was in the hospital for a while. Like, we couldn't hold him or anything. Only his parents were they holding him? I think they could hold him. But the grandparents couldn't. Nobody else could. It was a lot going on. And I couldn't hold him until he was a week, until he got home from the hospital. And there's a picture, if I can find it, I'll show it to you guys later. He was so tiny. And there's a picture of me holding him for the first time. And every time I look at that picture, I can still feel how I felt when I held him for the first time. Because it's 2 years, it's 2 years between him and Amani. And Amani, I was there when she took her first breath in the room. I was in the room when she was born. Duty, I saw him the next day. But I couldn't hold him for a whole week. I could just see him, they'd let me go to the nursery, but you could only see him behind the glass. Like, the nurse brought the bassinet up and I could see him, but I couldn't touch him. So, yeah. And I just, want him to know how much I love him. And I do love doing crafts and stuff. So, if I can get up enough strength to make this little scrapbook with his little football stuff, I do want to do that. So, I do want to take some nice pictures. Now he on the football field. He's still little. He's still small. He's always been on the smaller percentage, something, the smaller scale, always. And he still is, for weight and everything. And he has had some issues, some learning issues, because there was some problems, some complications during his birth. But he's here and he's happy. He's a beautiful child. So if I can get it together and do this little scrapbook. And for a minute I was like scrapbooking everything. I was like the scrapbook queen. And then I was like, okay, this shit get on my nerves. I had my own little printer and everything, and my little printer broke. So I'm gonna have to uh there's another printer that I'm looking at that prints out the scrapbook size photos. So I might get one of those. And it's not going to be a big scrapbook, but it'll just be a little one with just like his football history. Like week one, and then I'll put the game and where it was, and describe the air, because it was so many dragonflies at his first game that I was really surprised. Like, it was so many dragonflies flying around the field and stuff. I was like, oh my God. So I, don't want to forget that and just put all of that in there. I love my craft area in our old house. Would just get out of hand sometimes. But I crochet, I paint, I scrapbook. What else do I do? Oh, I make jewelry. I have a lot of crafts. A lot. I keep myself busy. But I've been retired for a while. So, you have to keep your mind busy. And so I threw myself into crafting. So tomorrow is the game. Saturdays is game day. So tomorrow is the game at 1 o'clock. So we're definitely going to do that. But other than that, I don't have any idea what we're going to do. My husband wants to take me to this restaurant that we have been thinking about going to. It's called Leela by the Bay, if you're here in the Bay Area. And it has a really nice bay view. So, we're thinking about doing that, and that's it. You make hair bows, made them for little girls in need and sick, but I filled an entire room with ribbon. It's out of control. Girl, that's my yarn for a while had gotten out of control. And now I have so many bins, those big plastic bins in the garage full of yarn. I have a project now that I need to finish. One of those granny square cardigans that I make. I need to finish. I just need to, it's finished. The two panels are finished. The only thing I have to do is sew the sleeves together in the back panel. And I just haven't done that yet. I may do that tonight or today. Girl, I was driving my husband crazy going to Michael's. If I wasn't going to Michael's, I was going to Hobby Lobby. And I slowed down for a minute. I can't, one thing that keeps me from doing a whole lot of crocheting is my carpal tunnel and stuff, and this trigger finger. If I do too much crocheting, it'll start hurting my arthritis and all that shit. So I try not to push it too much with that. So that's it, y'all. That's all I gotta talk about. I haven't watched any YouTube videos today. Somebody asked me to talk about something in the tea sector. I'm like, I don't mind. It's just a few people in the tea sector that I don't like to talk about. Other people I don't mind talking about. If it's something that you want me to talk about, just leave it in the leave it in the community tab. And if it's something that I want to talk about, I'll tell you. And if it's something that I don't, I won't. Or I'll let you know. No, I don't like talking about that. Girl, I'm always getting kicked out of groups. I'm too opinionated. And then I'll say something in a group and make people mad. Did I break my pen? How did that get cracked? The only thing I don't like about this pen is I can't tell like how much stuff is still in here. Like you don't know how many puffs you get. I can't. That window, I can't tell what's still in here. I do the CBD and honey, I do the CBD and a little bit of THC mixed. Okay, I do those. The lotions don't help me. I've tried the lotions. I've tried topical stuff. Don't help me. It just don't get deep enough into the joint to help me. I've even tried that topical pain. They show it sometimes on YouTube. I can't think of what it's called, but it just don't get deep enough in the joint to help me. So I don't waste my money on that. I got to do the real deal. I either have to take some medicine or wear the brace and just relax the joint for a while. Ice and heat works better for me than those like topical lotions. Oh, Demona says, has anyone read or heard about the allegations against Aries Spears and Tiffany Haddish? Someone in the chat may have already mentioned. I've been popping in and out. I was driving. I did hear about that yesterday. So at first, when I saw it, it didn't seem like it was coming from a reputable source. But now it looks like the Shade Room has released the same information. So I don't know. It doesn't look good, but it looks like this tried to come out before, because I think Tiffany Haddish attorney said something about it. It just looks like a really, I don't know. I don't like the way these some of these headlines are making it seem like they actually did something inappropriate. Now they did do something inappropriate, but Tiffany Haddish didn't actually sexually assault the child. But Tiffany Haddish was the one that brought the child to Aries Spears to be in this commercial or whatever. So it looks like, I don't know. It don't look cute. And I'm really surprised that Tiffany Haddish was even working with Aries Spears. Because Aries Spears is in the news for, like what he said about Lizzo was just crazy the other day. Like, I don't like him. And Aries Spears is just a drunk. I don't know. He a weirdo. I don't like him. Yeah, ice is really good for my joints, and heat, alternating ice and heat in the area. What I try to do is, even before it starts to have a problem, Like after, if I've crocheted for an hour or whatever, I'd put the ice pack on there, even if it ain't hurting, and try to catch it before it does hurt. Yeah, Adrian, I don't know. Adrian is trying to, get herself together for her birthday. I think that's when the videos are going to come out, because people are waiting to see what she does for her birthday. She done went and got her lashes done. She done got her eyebrows tinted. I think she got her nails done. So I think all the content creators are waiting to see, what this birthday situation is like. Demona said, no, it doesn't look good. And yes, I remember something about it before too. Yeah, Ari Spears is a comedian. And Tiffany Haddish is a comedian also. Yeah, I don't remember anything happening. Like, I don't remember this before, but people are saying that this kind of came out before, but I guess it must have got squashed quick. But this time it looks like it's gaining um momentum. Phoenix said, look like he has a vitamin deficiency. No, it looks like he has diabetes. All of those dark spots, those or he probably has some issues with his liver, because he went through a period of time where he was drinking pretty heavy. So I bet you he has some diabetes issues. All those real dark spots and hyperpigmentation and stuff. That's what it looks like. Yes, I have those pea packs. I keep those in the freezer. I have a large one and a small one. I keep those in the freezer. And I just take them out when I crochet too much. I take them out and just, keep it on my wrist. And when it get warm, pop it back in the freezer. So yeah, I mean, I'm gonna check out Adrienne. I'm not even sure if she's been online today, because before I got online, we had went to Starbucks and stuff. So I didn't really get a chance to watch the video. I haven't had a chance to watch any videos really today. And after I get off here, I gotta change my bed. Uh, And probably while I'm doing that, I will check out and see. Does anybody watch that show on Apple TV called C? It's Jason Momoa and some other people. I think this is the last season. But this show is about a community or people that are blind. Like, the world got to a point where there were no sighted people. Everybody blind. And it's kind of like, you have to watch it. The people that, if they find out you're sighted, they feel like you're a witch, because it's more blind people. Like, being blind is the norm. And if you're not blind, you're a witch. You're demonic or whatever. It's a pretty interesting show, but this is like the last. I think this is the third season. This is like the last season. So I've been watching that. It's kind of interesting though to see how, these people are navigating the world and they're blind. Everybody blind. And These people are legit fighting wars, like primitively fighting with swords and, hand to hand combat, and they blind. Can you imagine two different sectors of people? Like, like imagine people in Game of Thrones in both houses, the Targaryens and the whoever, they blind. Like they be out there swinging axes and swords and stuff, and they blind. So you have to watch it. It's on Apple TV. You have to watch it. And you know me, I'm crazy. When they show like the war scenes and stuff, when the soldiers be out there fighting and they be swinging and stuff, I'm sitting here laughing. Because, we know that they're actors. So they're not going to be like stumbling and falling and stuff. I'm like, if these people were legit blind, like blind in real life, there is no way that they wouldn't be killing each other because you're blind. You can't see anything. You will be tripping over tree branches because it's set in a primitive time. It's not set in 2022. It's set in a really primitive time. So they're living, in the forest and the woods and stuff. They're walking around in the woods and they're not falling and tripping over tree branches. I can barely walk down the regular sidewalk without, like, I'm looking to make sure I don't trip over uneven pavement. Can you imagine what it's like to be walking in the forest and not be tripping over stuff? Gizmo is so tired. We took him on a ride today, and he loves to, when he's in the car, he's just from window to window, just looking out the window, and he's so tired. He's so. Oh, my husband just went to the garage, so he woke him up. He was nodding. He was like this. He's sitting there. He like this. I mean, straight nodding. But my husband in the garage, and he like, what is that? What's that? That's Daddy in the garage. You can go back to sleep. He's so tired. He's just like that little old man. He done laid back down now. That little old man knocked out. But he not knowing he gonna have to get up off this bed and probably get in his bed, because I gotta make the bed up. But yeah, Gizmo done he done had his little day. You tired, Poochie? You tired? Huh? You ready to go sheep? Say hi to the people. Where is he? There he is. See, he laying down. He tired. You gonna have to get in your own bed, baby, until mommy make the bed up. Put the sheets and stuff back on the bed. Girl walking in the cobwebs, just stepping in the stuff. And one time they walked up on a bear. They, didn't know the bear was, because, they can't see. Just all kind of stuff. But it's just not enough for me. It's not realistic enough. Because, they don't be falling and tripping over stuff. These people are blind. In the city, of course, blind people get around much better. They have their, cane. They're able to navigate the city. They know what the sidewalk and stuff feels like. But you're out in the forest. It's tree branches and stumps and rocks and cliffs and all kind of stuff. It's a good show though. But some stuff is just, it's not supposed to be funny, but it's funny to me because I'm a weirdo and I find shit funny that probably ain't supposed to be. So that's it, y'all. If anything interesting happens, I'll come back. Snakes, all kind of stuff is out there. But they never get caught up in, no stuff like that. And they blind. My husband tapped out the first season. He was like, "Oh hell no, I can't deal with this." Because he's so realistic. He couldn't deal with it. He tapped out. I need a new show too. I need something to like binge watch today. I'm gonna take pictures, y'all. I'm gonna take a lot of pictures. I'm gonna post some of it. Oh Lord. Okay, baby. I don't know what's going on because I got the blinds closed. I can't see. I think that's just Daddy getting something out the garage. I can't watch P Valley because I don't have Showtime. Is Rap Shit on HBO? Maybe I can watch that. Is Pretty Little Liars on HBO? Because I only have HBO, Apple TV, Hulu, Netflix. I think we got Paramount. I'm not sure. But I know we have those for sure. We got everything but Showtime. Yeah, I don't watch regular TV. We don't have that. Do we? We have something out there. But I don't really watch TV like that. Does anyone like murder mystery, comedy, only murders in the building? On Hulu is a good show. Only murders in the building? I don't like murder mystery. Not really. I like comedy stuff. But I don't know. It depends on the murder mystery. It depends. I do have Hulu. I'll check it out. Because I do need something new to watch. Alright, y'all. I'll see you guys. Dope Sick was real good. Oh, your son was an extra? It was good though. That was one show that I really did like. Dope Sick was good. Yeah, I heard there was a Hocus Pocus sequel. Oh, it's at the end of the month? Oh, okay. Well, I'll check out Rap Shit. I don't know. Rap Shit looked like it was a little bit too young for. Now, I enjoyed Insecure. I enjoyed that. But Rap Shit looked like it kind of bordered on what I might not like. I don't know. I'll check out the first episode and see. Oh, I don't like bloody. I don't like that. So I ain't gonna look at Westworld. Yeah, I don't really like that. I mean, there were parts of like Game of Thrones and stuff. If it's too much blood, I don't like it. Dope Sick is good. That was a really good show. I really like that. As a matter of fact, I might watch that again. I really, really liked it. Yeah, look that up. Yeah, it's a true story. Yeah, it was real good. All right, y'all. I'm out. What time is it? 2 o'clock. Let me go see what my husband is gonna do because he about to go to work in probably like an hour. Oh, she said you might not like it. I felt old for it, but it's like a soap opera. Oh, for City Girls. See, that's what I thought. I thought it was gonna have that kind of City Girls kind of flair to it. I don't know. I'll check it out and see. If it's too much, then I ain't gonna watch it. But we'll see. All right, y'all. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you guys so, so much. And I will probably be back either Sunday or Monday. I doubt I'll be here tomorrow. If I come tomorrow, it'll be a regular video, probably not a live. So thank you so much. Hope you all have a nice weekend. Don't do too much. This is a holiday weekend, Stay close to home. I love you guys. I'll talk to you later. Bye.